always up on time, down on my luck. Got a brand new payment on an old, worn out truck. Papa told me back when I was 9, someday this farm, it'll be all mine. Now I walk these woods with kids of my own. It's been 12 years since Daddy done.
And we're back to the Home of the Average Joe podcast. And guys, I'm going to knock on this wood because I just got done telling our video viewers, I'm going to tell our audio viewers, no technical difficulties today is the plan. But from the Blue Collar Boys, they said, don't leave me in the dark again. Well, we will not leave you in the dark. That is not the plan this time around. But yeah. So if you guys could, let's get this party rocking. Sonny, what's up, buddy? Get this party rocking. Go ahead and invite your friends, invite your family, do whatever you do, and let's get them going. So we got down a rabbit hole. Tony started us down this rabbit hole, and it has continued. So thank you, Tony.
You're welcome.
So do you care to tell them what rabbit hole that is?
Go for it. Saddles.
All right. Yeah. So yesterday, okay, and this will wait till you see the look on Helen's face, and old Langster can tell you this. The booth that we spent the most amount of time at yesterday was
Arsenal.
Yes, but more importantly, it was a saddle company, but they all kept giving me this look like.
Sis and I made a bet. We're like, you know what? We are going to walk away. We're going to go down the aisle and back. And I go, I bet you they're still going to be there. And sure as bad word, they were still there.
It happens.
As what did Sis said? Oh, she said, actually, you said it, that I like to make friends.
Everybody knows you love to talk.
Well, that and like with the saddle, there's a lot of information too. Like they'll sit there and go through it with you, and you have a lot of questions.
Oh, there is a lot.
Enough. There's accessories to it, and there's just oddities to it that you wouldn't think you need. I mean, I paid attention, but then I have ADD, so like I can't sit there.
That's why I need to see people do it.
Yeah, like it's fixed minded, and then I gotta come back to it. But yeah, we started there. Sis and I walked away, came back. Garrett was in a saddle, walked away, came back. He had some weird attachment thing, came back, and then they moved to the other side. I'm like, all right, well.
Yeah. Well, so I'll tell you. So the one thing that I thought, and again, specifically, we didn't stop by a bunch of other booths because like a lot of them didn't have the ability to let you try the saddles. And that was the main reason we tried that one, and it was right inside the door. And John wanted us to FaceTime. John, did you get your FaceTime?
Mm-hmm.
So showing platforms and trying to show John like these other guys that were on the platforms, just that way he could see kind of what it was.
How crazy, how light those platforms are.
Oh, it's insane. And so that was kind of interesting. So then, like me being me, I'm a big guy, a small guy. So I'm like, guys, like you're telling me for guys, and we took Bill Egner with us, who is also a big guy. And they're like, we got people bigger than him in these saddles, like hanging from the tree, no problem. Like that's not something I would expect.
Yeah, it's wild.
But the amount of like, I guess, input and stuff that goes into that, like in the intricate detail, is what I found absolutely insane, because she was talking about accessories. And then after I sent John the FaceTime, then John sent me like stuff on Facebook Messenger. And then next thing you know, my Facebook feed and my TikTok feed and all my other feeds are filled up with all these saddle companies and all these accessories and all this other stuff. So John, when you got down that rabbit hole, what was the most intricate part for you getting down that rabbit hole before we get into the whole experience of like what it was to sit in a saddle?
No, I mean, you start looking at different things, comparing them to one another. I mean, there's price point, there's, size, weight. And then, like you said, even something as simple as like the backpacks that you carry in with, they all vary based on like what you're looking for. So like I found myself where I was like, okay, like I'm gonna buy all of it from this company, and then I'm like, wait a minute, no, like I can get this piece that may be a few ounces heavier, but it's, $100 less. Okay, well then if I do that, then I have to get this. And then it like I have like 4 open shopping carts right now on the internet of like different things that I'm looking at, like purchasing, like in order to build a saddle setup based on like what I personally would want, right? Like I too am not a small guy by any means, right? So like I'm not like I don't think 3 sticks is enough, right? So like trying to find an option where you can get that 4th stick, right? And then like what, like even
But
it's
you're tall. I mean, you got some height. 3 sticks is probably fine.
well, I don't know, I have 4 in the cart right now, so but like
Me, I need about 12.
well, no. But like
But
it's
that's the
something
thing too. So with the sticks, say like they all have their own system or whatever, but you probably saw the little steps.
The
that
Amsteel
Arsenal
guy.
has.
Mhm.
Well, and then Arsenal has them too, but
That's yes.
But-
So they have the stirrup steps and everything. So that gives you another like what, 3 foot?
so
Yeah.
so I was talking to Stan before because he was the one that was big into saddles before you went to the ATA. Stan has sister. Pause for station identification. No availability for your mother. No. Okay. So anyway, Stan has 3 sticks, and what he says is he has that like little stirrup that attaches to the stick itself, which hangs down,
Mm-hmm.
so you can get an extra couple foot that way, and then the stick, and then another stirrup, and then the stick, and then another stirrup, and then the stick. And with all that stuff, with 3 sticks, he can be 25 foot in the air
Yeah.
with 3 sticks and the little extra extenders.
He's also like 7 foot tall too. So I mean, like it's I mean, I don't know, like for me, like there's like a level of comfort that I would want to have too. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
like I don't know, like I was looking at it, like even pockets, right? Like as minimal as that may sound, right? Like on some saddles you have to buy the pockets separately, right? To hang on the side. And then there's some that have built-in pockets. Then there's some that have built-in pockets, but then you can get like extra like bags to put on the side for like additional like ropes or anything like that. And I mean, I don't know, it's just crazy, like all the different things that go into it. I mean, there's different like bow hangers, and I mean it's a total rabbit hole. So yeah, like I'll find myself like I put something in one cart and then I like take it out of another, and it's like just trying to figure out like what that's gonna look like in the end. But I mean, it's interesting for sure. I will say like there's not one company out there that I'm like, oh my gosh, I like every single thing that they have to offer. Right.
You
Like
need to go to a show and check them out.
yeah, that's why I had him FaceTime me because
Because I, like you saying that too, I'm like, whatever, they're all the same until I went there and saw them. I'm like, oh, all right.
yeah, I've done a lot of like video, like research. Like I
Yeah, I don't
probably
know.
spent an hour and a half on YouTube last night alone.
It's whatever. I don't know.
So
We have one guy that got it. We'll see how that goes. But for
Bless you.
me, it's like, dude, I can just see myself climbing up in this thing. I'm going to have freaking ropes tied all around me, and it's going to be a spider
looks-
web.
okay.
It
So
looks kind of complicated in my brain, but also I don't know if it's something like I didn't sit in it by any means, but just looking at it, I don't know if I could do like, not that I would ever do an all day sit, but it's short term sit because I would literally, it probably would kill my back.
So that's my next thing that I
Guys.
always ask people.
So the whole saddle thing in the last hour, basically, or last day, take everything that you thought you knew about hunting and hunting a stand and hunting on the ground and hunting in general, throw it out the window and restart when it comes to saddle hunting. Because with all the different accessories, with all the different thises and that's, because like the difference in the saddles, like, so being a big guy, so I'll jump into that a little bit. I was unsure of how leaning back and the pressure points and where those things were going to be. And so the saddle that they put me in was their new one-piece saddle
Mm-hmm.
that you wear like basically a weightlifting belt on the way in, and then it unfolds. You basically unfold it from a taco, but it's a one-piece belt. But they make it in a standard or an XL size, so that's where, you know, you talk about, they say they got big guys bigger than Bill, and Bill is built like a brick, you know what.
Shit house.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Why do I have to say this every time? Just say it.
all right, fine.
We can say bad words.
So, but anyway, so with him being built like that, they're like, that's why we made the XL. So initially he's like, just step in and literally the one cinch, you're just going to cinch like a belt. And then he said, the rest I'll show you in just a second. So as you get on, once you get that carabiner, the amount of like the angle that you can lean, and I got to stay close to the mic, but the angle that you can lean back or the angle that it sucks you close to the tree. But I thought the most interesting part out of all that, besides like just that, was your radius to be able to shoot. When he showed you how to like step underneath the rope to be able to shoot your weak side, and giving you that availability that you may not have had before, was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, while you were hotty-toddying around, Sis and I sat, and there was actually a I don't know what you call it, a TED Talk.
It was a seminar by Kurt from Working Class Bowhunter.
Sorry, guy, I don't know who you are. He said, theoretically, it's designed to have a 360 shot, but for the normal person, it narrows that window down because you really can't get that type of shot.
Yeah.
Like, but I don't know. Like, there's a whole tree there, so that limits your
Right.
window. But then also you kind of have to move around, because ideally, are you really going to be on a tree that you're going to have a shot all the way around it? Probably not.
Okay.
So that's my thing, like with just a climber, because they are all like, oh, you can shoot more, blah, blah. I'm like, well, climber, I can shoot everywhere the saddle can shoot.
Yeah, and then I was thinking too, it's like, okay, it's not something you can just pack up one day and be like, well, here we go, this is how it's going to. It seems like it's something you have to work on and practice from the ground up almost. Like, it's going to
100%.
be.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you don't want to be
just go
dangling
out
from a
there.
telephone pole. So what I started to say before we continue, it's cool. So I think this is the first time I've seen it where we've had comments from YouTube and Facebook showing on here. It doesn't show the TikTok, but it shows YouTube and Facebook. Bill and Carrie Egner, so Bill Egner, sitting getting his oil change. He tagged along with us yesterday. So, hey, Mr. Bill, did you see when you went to the ATA Arsenal's telescoping steps? Because they had those yesterday.
The steps that are at the bottom of the stick.
No.
No,
The
so
ones
like
that, extend.
it literally has an extender on it. So I don't know.
Oh, yeah. The icons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but that was insane too. But then again,
That makes me nervous.
Well,
But
so it does make me nervous, because then you got the availability to come out of it, right?
and
Like
it's
just
mechanical stuff.
Yeah.
Another thing that can go wrong.
but
No.
but like everything, when you're thinking about like what you're carrying in, and they're talking about the differences in these platforms and the differences in that, he said the complete setup that he was talking about with like the XL platform, the saddle, the carbon sticks, whatever, was a total of 7 pounds. So think about that. How many times have we talked about, even on this show, right? We carry in more than that in feed and mineral and stuff at times. But on the show where we've been like, hey, that tree looks good, and you'd want to be able, but you're like, I got to go back. I got to move a stand. I got to do this.
Mhm.
So what's it give you? It gives you the complete advantage.
Yeah. You have a lot of more options and everything with it. 100%. I get it.
Maybe I have
But-
trust issues. I don't think
Well,
I
I used
7-pound setup's like, well, let's even
Well, I mean, it's
here.
legit. You got to think, like, if that's your main concern, well, people that climb mountains and stuff are just, they have a rope. That's less than 7 pounds.
Yeah, that's a no
So,
for me, dog.
If you look, but okay, so minus the platform, because they use those boots with cleats or whatever. But if you think about Pullman for these cable companies, right?
Yeah.
They're basically using a form of saddle.
Yeah.
They just don't have the platform, right? They're using their boots to climb up the telephone pole.
That's all we need.
But like,
All right, there we
think
go.
about
No,
this.
no sticks, no sit. All right, T-Bone, here we go. Maybe we should calm it down. This is what we don't want to talk about. That's what we need to come up with.
Right up, take them
Like-
off, put them in your Arctic shields.
all
Good
right,
to go.
but think about this. How are you gonna take your naps?
In the saddle, they do it all the time.
Yeah.
Leaning back?
No.
You
Okay,
just
so
chill.
What are
okay,
you gonna hug on a tree?
hold on. So, John, did you see on the video
Did you
or
YouTube that,
No.
John?
no? That's not where I was going with that. Not
Can I
because
still take a nap?
that's
Let's say once we talk about naps, then it's
No.
there's the John's
Because-
expertise on it.
no, because the guy yesterday literally made me put on their like strap thing that goes around for your knees.
Yeah.
To hug on the tree,
So-
but where are you gonna put your
No, that goes in
just
between
kind
your,
of
in
Yeah.
between the knee and the seat or the tree. But essentially, you're almost like in a hammock.
Hammock, yeah. So
So,
when you had
it
that,
does not go that far up, guys.
man,
okay. So what I'm going to tell you is when I had that thing against the tree yesterday, you literally had basically no pressure on your feet, and you were just sitting there. Now again, I wasn't in there for hours. Langster says all you need is 180-degree movements, and Sonny, you're welcome for all the decals, buddy. But I think that it's just crazy because think about this. Just in Helen's still got that pondering look on her face.
I don't know how you're gonna nap in this thing, and you're like, oh, it's gonna take pressure. Yeah, but like, y'all must nap real weird.
You can't.
I
But
got questions.
But literally, so it takes the place of your safety system, so you can't fall out of it, right? Because essentially, like,
I mean, you could.
how are you going to fall out?
Yeah, move the wrong rope that makes you go up, and you go flying backwards, and
Again, I think so. Just like Bill just said, plus side is you can get in about every tree, very lightweight. But I think it would require some getting used to and lots of practice in the off season.
100%.
But I mean, it's just like anything. You ain't
Yeah.
going to go out into the woods without shooting your bow, right?
But, and then once you're used to it and everything, I mean, you're going to be up and down quick, whatever. But it's interesting. I don't know. We'll see. See if I end up with one or
Well,
what.
Langster goes, I can sleep standing up while driving. I'm sure I could nap in it.
Attaboy.
Oh, that's awesome. So I think, I don't know. I just think there's a lot to think about. And then like getting down the rabbit hole of accessories. And what was that one thing that you sent me that like straps to the tree that basically, you know, like instead of all your accessory holders for like a bow, for hanging your bow or whatever, it had like snack pouches and all sorts of stuff that you basically wrapped around the tree.
All
for
the strap.
It's part of the pack from Twisted Tine. So like you put your platform and your sticks in there, and then there's a pouch that goes on the front of it that you basically strap in that you can then use the sticks, the platform, and then the pouch that comes off goes around the tree and it like hangs in front of you, and then you put your tether above it. So then you have like all these adjustable pockets for like
Yeah.
your water bottle, grunt tube, rangefinder, anything
so
like
we
that.
researched the snack pouches, but we drew the line at naps. Is that what I'm coming up with here?
Well, I mean, when you're researching, I think we're more so researching. So if you think about this, so depending on your style of hunting, right? Like if you're going in and you're used to ladder stands or you're used to climbers or whatever, you're thinking about what you're carrying in. And that was the conversation that we had with Nathan yesterday. Is he's like, it's just one more thing to carry, especially if you are a guy that films. But then we started talking about it. And so now you no longer have your harness that you're carrying in, right? Because that becomes your harness. But it's just going to take getting used to, because it's not the same, but you're carrying in different things.
No.
And how you set up and how you get comfortable are different. But like, it's just mind blowing to me. Like, I didn't really get down this rabbit hole until you started talking about it. And then you're like, hey, John's like, they're going to be at the show. And I'm like, all right. So literally inside the first door we walk in was their booth. And I'm like, here we go. I mean,
Well, that's pretty legit. I mean, they're climbing sticks too. I didn't feel any lighter ones. Like
no,
when I was at the ATA, like it was unreal how light these things are.
the
It's
carbon
like,
sticks. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And they don't get cold.
Perfect. Not getting cold. Are you down with not getting cold, Helen?
I don't know. I don't know.
You're still stuck.
It's different because it always comes back to this for me too. Like, would I use it? Say, well, certain situations I would, but if I can use my climber, I'm probably still going to opt with that because I've talked to a bunch of guys that hunt in the saddle and stuff. And when you bring up that question about all day, they're like, I've done it once or twice, so it's not as comfortable as a climber is what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
But
it's hard to beat a climber though when it comes to like comfortability.
once I get in that thing.
So it is. And I mean, but what is the weight difference though?
Nah, just leave it out there.
Well, okay.
Yeah, I guess that's what it comes down to. Like, if you really have to go in and take everything out with you, I could see it being an option.
You're a public land hunter with no choice to leave it. Can't leave anything in.
We're getting a
Why
pop-up
not?
line.
You can leave it in public.
Well, I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
I'm drawing up the scenario.
Like
so
that type of thing. And I said I want to start pushing more public. It's 100%. Yes.
Well, especially like if you want to push deeper into those properties, right? Like maybe not to sweat as much because you're not carrying as much.
Right.
Bob yeah, that's right. Bob, you did say you got one, didn't you? So Bob says he's going to try it out. But I think, I don't know. Again, we clearly are like pretty passionate about this and it's something new. Like, and we're passionate because it's just a topic of discussion because it's a whole different avenue that John, we talked about this. How long you been hunting?
Like,
not even that old to go.
No, I mean, like, you put me on the spot. I mean,
a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a while. It's
20 years?
Hunting in general or deer hunting?
Just hunting in general. Yeah, deer hunting.
Deer hunting, just under 20 years.
Yeah. How about you?
It's been a while.
Yeah. So
I'm not doing the math.
Well, I mean,
mine was my age.
Mine was
I'm
like
Paul around here.
Mine was like 15. So what's that make it? 23 years? So, but now like everything that you were taught or what our people that taught us is completely game changing.
Yeah,
and it just talks about it. So like, so I know Langster's tuned in. So Ing watched it yesterday. Another booth that we stopped by was the Nukem booth. Okay.
Nukem.
Okay. Those kids though were very intelligent for their age. Let me just say that.
Well, no. So it was the product director and his son and one other. So basically,
they were probably like 11, 12?
They were hunter's age for sure. But like, they're like, let me sell you this. Let me show you why you need this.
Yeah.
Or like they see somebody standing in front of it and they're like, hey, let me give you this demonstration of how easy this is. And then when Langster showed up in front of them, they're like, hey, you need this bundle deal.
Langster gave them a run for their money.
Oh, it was funny. He was asking all the questions, but he was doing it in good fun.
Right.
Because he was, because the one dad. So I stood back and I had my hand rested on the shelf, just listening to these kids giving Langster the sales pitch, right? Because I'm a car salesman. So I just, being in the automotive industry, I just wanted to listen. These kids were sitting there spitting all these different things. And then like Langster was sitting down in their lowrider chair and they were showing him, well, he's like, I like to film and I like to have this. He's like, no. You don't want it that tight against you because then you don't have room to move. He's like, but I film. So he's like, you mean I'm not supposed to have my head through the window? That's what I've been doing it wrong all since last year. And so this kid started showing him, and it was funny because the kid was starting to get a little worked up. And he's like, no, you want it out in front of you because then you can maneuver the gun down and around. You can maneuver it here, maneuver it there. But like the amount of intelligence, and this is just going to the future generations of what we're talking about, of the whole purpose of why we do what we do, where we say we want our future generations to be involved. That right there was absolutely amazing to see. It was cool. The kids knew what they were talking about. But then on top of that, like they were taking the payment. They were keying in this, like they were 120% ate up in it. Well, and then
free labor, free child labor.
Yeah. So then the hilarious part though is there was this older couple, and I had Hunter sit down in this chair, and this older couple walks by, and he goes, "Hey, give my wife a demo." And I was like, Hunter, yeah, I guess like get this blind set up. And then the one kid finally got freed up and went over to the one blind next to us, and he goes, "Hey, give my wife a demo." And then so when they walked away, Hunter goes, "Dad, I think they thought I worked for them because he told them to give my wife a demo, and I'm just a customer. I'm just here trying to figure it out." But like even Hunter's mindset, like you could see his wheels turning as these kids are giving their speeches and doing whatever, and Hunter's sitting there talking, and I don't know. It was cool to see the rejuvenation of not just the old guys,
Mm-hmm.
but the youth and where we're going with it.
Yeah,
I do think those blinds could be universal, though.
100%.
Like, if you don't turkey hunt, but you're
Did
going
they-
out there, it's use. I think it would be useful, and it's
Did
very
they have
quick.
their TV on? They showed deer hunts with them too.
So they didn't have the TV on.
No.
He was just getting. I think they were getting ready to do a product demonstration.
Yeah, so they use them deer hunting and everything too.
Look, I was briefly there,
This
and I
Were
walked
you
away.
just running all around or what?
Yeah,
All right,
I
then.
get a
Did you get any
short
stickers?
attention span here. No, but they had puppies.
Uh,
Oh my goodness, they have puppies.
we'll get to the puppies in a minute.
Oh.
But I think the crazy part with those blinds is, like, if you look at like their XL blinds or you look at their double, the way they're set up, and like you're talking about being able to use them for more than just that, it's crazy. The use that you have for those, but they're not like super. They're not super expensive.
No, and they're very lightweight. Like I did see the kid, like he just and it was down, and I'm like, all right, friend, that could fit in a whole backpack real quick.
Yeah, the coolest part that I thought was how fast they broke down and broke up, right? Like in the usability of them. And even for, again, for an 11-year-old kid, if you get kids out there turkey hunting, and if these kids are used to it from repetitive motion, and I'm sure that this wasn't their first show. What?
were you just hitting all the booths? Somebody on TikTok said you were just hitting all the booths.
Me?
Yeah.
I was walking.
Well, yeah.
Who on the TikTok?
I don't know.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
ODYZ
Oh.
Outdoors app.
Oh, I mean, we did go around to a bunch of the booths. I mean, and we didn't necessarily stop in every booth, but we looked because so that's the thing with that show is there was a lot of outfitters. There was a lot of,
There's a lot of hunts, but there was a lot of turkey calls.
and on top
It
of
was-
that,
I need some more of them too.
so
Smaller.
remind me to go to that here in just a little bit.
Tried to set it up.
Yeah, I know. Well, because AKA got a shipping notice yesterday. But I think the cool part about seeing this show is so last year it was not fun because of the fact that you were so shoulder to shoulder that you couldn't move and you couldn't really kind of see the things you wanted to see.
I think the fishing, the tackle town or whatever, in the RV was busier than the hunting side.
So it was, but I think part of it is too. So last year we got there as soon as they opened, right? So a lot of people go right when you open. There was a lot of people leaving when we were pulling in. We didn't get there till what, 1:00, something like that.
I don't know.
So with not getting there till later, so it may have been that we missed the morning rush, right? They weren't there for the evening rush, but it was nice to be able to kind of walk around, move around, and kind of see some of those things and do some of those things. But like they had so much stuff at this show that like I think that was the difference between this show and some of the other shows. At Indy, it's a different promoter than that does Columbus and some of these other shows. But they did RVs, boats, motorcycles, ATVs, Tackle Town, wiffle ball tournament, Deer and Turkey Expo, and some track sprint event
So
all at the same place.
We getting in the wiffle ball tournament next year or what?
I mean, maybe they had a sign for it.
Ready,
I mean,
John, hit some dingers.
Yeah.
well, the funny part is so we had Lancaster's kid and Hunter, and they're both like, Can we go play wiffle ball? I said, no, like you probably got to have a team. Like, no,
It's all right.
we ain't
Form
just,
one.
yeah. Well, last minute, not
Yeah,
prepared.
there's enough kids around
Yeah.
there.
Could you imagine running around in cowboy boots and
Yeah.
that's crazy. So I think overall though, like this show compared to the last show that you talked about at ATA, I think there is a difference between public trade shows and like going to, that I guess the ATA this year was more of a public trade show, but
last 2 days or last
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
but
I was
also
out.
with that being said, we've seen a lot of people that like Bill and I looked at each other and not judging people because they may be tired because they're on their second day.
That's where this is heading.
But
You're judging people.
no,
Sounds
Already
like it.
judged.
But, like,
Already
so-
judged.
When you say not judging people,
well, so think about this.
Usually
Okay,
means you're
not
judging.
I'm just
judging
putting you in a
me,
hot
no.
seat.
I know you
But
should be,
bluntly.
but like, okay, again, if you're representing a company, a booth, or whatever, why have RBF before you even start talking to somebody?
I get it.
I mean, like that was the cool thing about
Because it was their second day, okay?
That
They
was a
probably
cool-
had to go to the bathroom
that was
3
a cool-
hours ago.
What does RBF stand for?
resting bitch face.
You didn't say adult word?
Yes. So with that being said, I just thought that was unique to see, like the Arsenal booth, they were pretty spunky and happy,
They're
right?
probably pretty busy.
They were busy.
Yeah.
And then the Nukem booth, like the kids and the adults were both happy. Like, not-
Nukem.
yeah. So
All right, we're getting off topic. Get back on topic. We were talking about that. You said something about turkey calls?
He said bring that up in a little bit.
No.
Blue Jay.
blue birds.
Well, we're talking about RBF, and I'm like, all right, what are we
Well,
talking
no,
about?
that was just the feel of the show. The
Vinny asked if you're keeping his seat warm.
Is seat warm? Yeah.
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 So Ryan says the atmosphere of the ATA made me feel hungover.
Do what?
Ryan says the atmosphere of the ATA made me feel hungover.
You think?
Now, was that like a literal hungover or
Yeah. Wasn't good.
wasn't good? All right. So I mean, again, so I do think so. We have decided that as long as we can get our backdrop and whatever in place, we will be at that Southern Ohio Outdoor Show and Fishing Expo there. I think it's the second week of April. We will get the dates on the website. We will let you know if we're going to go to any of these other shows. We may go to one, maybe two more shows just as a walk around, but don't know exactly on that yet. But we will get to the turkey call. Okay, so we played the little bit of the turkey call last time. So the turkey calls that we've been talking about with that anodized aluminum is shipped and officially on the way. So, he's mad texting. He's making sure that he knows that Vin can kick you out your seat.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm just kidding. No, so seriously, so I guess that also leads me into something too. So with these anodized aluminum calls, he sent a video of him basically hand conditioning these calls and the striker, physically making sure that each striker and each call were paired and working properly. So I think that's pretty cool that somebody's going to take enough time to make sure that every call that they produce is producing the sound that they want, right?
Yeah, should be
So-
that way, but yeah.
Well, I mean, but there's a lot of people that mass produce,
Yeah,
right? So when
right.
you talk about just quality over quantity, like that takes time. Now, again, these calls are all CNC machined versus lathe. So all his calls are CNC machined. Well, but then he obviously hand assembles and does all that stuff and then hand tunes. But again, I can't wait to get these calls. This should be probably Tuesday of this week. We're only going to have probably a dozen of them left. We do have, with that being said, James Frame, who won one of the categories in the deer contest. So he had got one of those calls as his prize for the deer contest, and he wanted to donate it to a youth. So in addition to the belts, which, by the way, the WWE belts have been finalized, have been produced, and
Nice.
are in production. So I showed Helen this morning. They're pretty cool, right?
I didn't get to see.
Well, I can't.
Did you see him, John?
You were measuring
Yeah,
the yard up
I
the
don't-
street.
I want to hear it.
You were measuring the yard up the street.
I'm over it.
Yeah, they're
Over
pretty
it.
cool.
I
All
don't even want to see him.
right,
Yeah,
fine.
they're
We won't
pretty
see
cool
them.
now.
So in addition to the belt, which again, that's there, we're also going to be giving, he wants specifically to go to a youth. We'll be giving one of the youth contestants that enter will draw for that as well. So not even necessarily just the youth winner, but one of the youth contestants. We'll do a random number generator, and we'll do that. You won't do it, I bet. Do it.
You told him not to do it. Now you're telling him to do it. It's
You know what to.
confusing.
Come on.
You're sending mixed signals.
Yeah.
If
Like,
you're gonna
you
do it,
are,
do it.
don't.
We're
You
waiting.
told me
You're
not
leaving
to,
us
now
in
you are.
suspense. All right.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. So I put him on the spot yesterday. We were at, I think the booth was called Rolling Thunder because he was looking for a gobbler tube at the show. And we had stopped because she was going to get like a pretzel and a drink. And we had stopped at this booth called Rolling Thunder. And he asked, "Hey, do you have a gobbler tube?" And he said, "No, I got this call. I said, "Hunter, show him why you want a gobbler tube." And then he does that. The guy just looks at him and he's like, "Young man, that's pretty good right there."
Yeah.
He said that's pretty neat. So I put him on the spot. It was kind of funny.
It's hilarious.
But no, I don't know, man. I think that it just with where the direction of everything's going. So we touched on saddles, we touched on the calls. Obviously, you see the decoys down there. It's coming quicker. Today is March 1st. I mean, season, as you said, your cutting season's coming.
Yeah.
Turkey season's coming. We will have some videos posted up here for you soon on YouTube. I'm going to try to get you guys out. We're going to try to do some patterning videos just so that way we can get some stuff to see. I did get some of that other stuff that we were talking about from Epic Shot where it's that high-end lead with TSS combo to see how that shoots. So we all got 12 gauges. We can kind of make that work.
I'll shoot your shells. Cool.
Just to see how it patterns with different chokes because we did end up getting the chokes. So we want to do some patterning videos. The turkey contest is still open to be able to enter in. That is available under the Average Joe contest. We did close turkey swag. So if you purchase turkey swag, we'll get that ordered. I guess the next question from our viewers, for the people that are watching, do you want us to get some extra swag made to take to the show as long as we can get the booth finalized? While we're waiting for them to reply, because there's a couple people on, you think we should produce some extra turkey swag? Because you're going to be right in the prime of it with as far as like shirts, long sleeves, hoodies. I'm not saying like we need to take like hundreds and hundreds, but just to have some swag to.
I mean, I don't think it hurts.
No. Are you gonna? How? Yeah, that's what I thought. Shoot, I missed that T-swag. No, Adam, shoot me a message. I haven't placed the order until you got a duck, Helen. So, Adam, shoot me a message because I actually can't place the order till Monday because I actually forgot that I ended it on a Saturday instead of Sunday because they are not open until Monday. So if you did miss out on the turkey swag, honestly, I need to go look. Hey, you got your phone? Check to see if I even turned it off. I may have
Turn what off?
on the website if I turned the turkey swag off because I may have forgot to hit the button this morning because we were trying to get everything ready to roll for the podcast and all that stuff. So if it is not off on the website, Adam, you can still go ahead and use it there, and we'll get that stuff double checked here in just a second.
What's the website? I'm kidding.
Well, for the viewers that don't know the website is www.huntingrx.com.
This one?
Yep, there's that one. That's short sleeve, and then there's long sleeve, and then there's
What do you
hoodies.
want me to do about it?
They're still on there.
No, they're still on there.
Yeah.
I forgot to shut them off. So here, with that being said, if you're watching our podcast, they are still live on the website, so you can go ahead and order, and I will not shut them off till tonight. So special little treat from our podcast viewing. You're going to get one extra day to order compared to everybody else that we told it ended yesterday.
That hat's pretty sweet.
Yeah, there's one in there.
I'll take it with me.
Yeah, well, that's the last one. But yeah, so that's that. I'm trying to think what else we got. Looking at all the other stuff that's on there.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a good idea. We'll definitely generate more advertising for the folks wearing them. Yeah, no. So I think there's a couple people that said that they wanted to come down. So that was, I guess the next part is we had talked, and I talked with John specifically, and then talked to Bill and Langster and those guys, like doing the shows that are these smaller shows. I think would be a lot more fun and entertaining because, again, we obviously are not your working class hunter. Jimmy, what's happening, my friend? Working class bow hunter where like all they sell is apparel, right? Like when you walk past their booth, did I video that yesterday? Did you catch that in the back? Because they were right next to Arsenal. They literally have, if you can imagine this table like times 4 of nothing but shirts and hats and all sorts of stuff, but they travel to every show. But I think it would be cool. Oh, Jimmy says he just left the expo. So Jimmy knows what we're talking about. So with that being said, I think that that's kind of the cool part is we want to get a chance to meet and greet the people that make Hunting RX what it is. Cause when we're talking about these different things and talking about saddle companies and setups, and that's where John's saying like, it's not a one size fits all mentality. You may order from one company and then order something else from another company and order something else from another company. And so with that being said, if that's what you do, like that's what we want. We want you to use what works for you and not what works for everybody else, because I think that that's truly the impact that we're trying to leave, right? I mean, you don't necessarily have to fall underneath that umbrella. He's like, let's do it. I've worked Indy before, can give lots of insight. Yeah, Jimmy. So we've not ever done Indy. We've done the Deer and Beer, and we've done some of those other shows like that. But yeah, I think it's definitely something we want to do, and we want to make sure that we have. So we'll probably place an order for some T-shirts and long sleeves. We may even release a hat that'll be a new launch hat specifically for that show right in the prime time of turkey season. We obviously, whatever is left of those calls after the staff gets an opportunity at them, we'll have, I think, like I said, a dozen of those walnut and cherry in those anodized aluminum. So we'll have some of that. We'll have some hats, have some beanies, but it'll definitely be a good time. So I don't know. What do you think? Well, what else did we miss, Tebow?
Shoot, I don't know. It's rambling.
I mean, we did a little bit of rambling, but that's all right. All right. Well, fine. Then we'll we wrap it up. John's shaking his head. He's watching it. So weekly roundup, starting with Mr. Tebow.
Well, if you want to get in, I guess going off of our talks today, you want to get in the saddles and everything, check them all out, see what you like. If you can get somewhere, or even to like a bow dealer, if they offer saddles or whatever, get your hands on many pieces as you can to check them out, see what you like, see what companies do what. Ultimately it's your choice of what you want to go with. So whatever you think's more comfortable for you, go after it. And then per use, man, turkey season's coming. Get ready, get out there, shoot your guns, make sure you're good to go, and get ready to roll some heads.
Knock off the jelly, right?
Mm-hmm.
John?
Yeah, I mean, just make sure that you're getting prepared for whatever it is. If you're not a turkey hunter, and it's a good time to get in the deer woods and see what they were doing. If you are turkey hunting, make sure that you're getting out there, getting your gun patterned, make sure that you're all ready to roll. If you're interested in saddles, I mean, I definitely recommend checking it out. If you want to get in a rabbit hole, it's definitely an easy way to do it. Arsenal in particular, I mean, they've got a lot of good stuff. To Tony's point, I know he touched on it because he'd seen them in the ATA, and Ryan went and looked at them too. Some pretty good stuff coming out of their company there too. So, yeah, check it out. And Santa is real.
Huh?
Santa's real.
Santa is real.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Out there. Had to throw it out there.
All right. So Zach's not on here to put me on the spot again. So we'll keep moving on past that. No, seriously, guys, I think that really, again, getting down that rabbit hole of saddles was a lot of fun, but it was also mind blowing. And I think that really opens up a big topic of don't ever be afraid to explore different things just because they're different. And just because it's different doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that it's unexplored. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to try to go to places that you can see it, touch it, feel it, have the opportunity to, actually get it in your hands. No different than shooting a bow or shooting a gun of your choice. You're trying to make sure that it fits for you. And again, with that being said, any of our followers and listeners, we do still have the Turkey Swag apparel. Will end today if you're listening to the podcast. Otherwise, everybody else that thought it ended yesterday. And then the Average Joe Turkey Contest, the belts are ordered. And again, Tony, we will show you after this the belts and get that stuff ready to rock and roll. It's been an awesome thing. We are definitely on a roll for podcasts here. This is probably the best. I think this is the best, knock on wood, streak that we've had of consecutive podcasts.
Oh, I mean, it was 4 weeks ago. I mean, if we're gonna be honest.
Yeah. But again, it's been a lot of fun. We appreciate you. We couldn't do it without you. So with that being said, we're gonna call it a week. We appreciate you. Stay tuned for more content. Make sure you're following us on all our social medias, and we'll see you next week, y'all.
I'm always up on time, down on my luck. Got a brand new payment on an old worn out truck. Papa told me back when I was 9, someday this farm, it'll be all mine. Now I walk these woods with kids of my own. It's been 12 years since Daddy done passed on. I'm sharing stories